Okay. Suppose you have difficulty solving Part 1's chessercize number 4, for instance. Simply turn to Part 2, Little Chessercizes, beginning on page 187. There, under the corresponding number 4, you'll find its basic patterns, in this case 2 of them, 4A and 4B. These examples relate directly to problem 4 in Part 1 to help you focus on the truly relevant aspects of the problem. Each little chessercize, that's what they're called, little chessercize, shows only its key themes with just the necessary pieces on the board. Moreover, each little quote-unquote problem, each little problem can be solved in one move. So we're going to use the example here provided in the book, example number 4, chessercize number 4. This is from a 1989 game played at Dortmund. The tournament was Dortmund, played in West Germany, and it was Sakis versus Tolnai. That's Lev Sakis versus, I don't remember the first name, the guy Tolnai. He's played a lot also. Sakis is P-S-A-K-H-I-S. And I'll hold this up so you can see it. Okay, and you can see the board's already set up for you. Now, the cannons are loaded, but what of it? Black wins quickly by, what's the move? It's a mating net. Well, this is kind of a no-brainer because if you just saw the book, you probably just saw the answer. So just kind of be patient and follow along. Okay, by queen to E1, that's the mating net. Okay, that's what the theme is. It's called a mating net. Time out. Time out. Slow down. We're going to have to look something back here where they've got a glossary and tells what the difference is. For those that don't know, here's the difference between a mating net, mating attack, and a king hunt. Okay, a king hunt is a series of moves that chase the enemy king around the board until it's mated. It's where they keep saying check, 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 and the king keeps running. Okay, that's a king hunt. A mating attack is, quote, according to Bruce Pandolfini's book, a general assault against the king leading to mate or significant material gain. That's a mating attack. Mating net, a position in which mate is forced. Okay, so I hope everybody got the difference there between oh, I don't like ants. I don't like them. Little ants that crawl out of an anthill. No, no. Food crumbs attract ants. And sometimes, depending on what part of the country you live in, there's just an pandemic of ants. Yeah, there you go, pandemic of ants. But no, sometimes ants can be a problem. That's why it's good to call exterminators. Yeah, that's what we like to do, call exterminator and get rid of the pests and the problems. Okay, queen to E1, forking king and rook. This rook here and the king goes on the diagonal. For little kids watching this video, right here, forks them. Since white's rook is a goner, he must get out of check by attacking black's rook. King to F3. And he calls that an eye for an eye. Meaning, if black takes this rook, that rook is gone. White will just take that one and call it an eye for an eye. Well, hold on, not so fast. It's not going to quite work that way. Okay. This goes here. Now they play this. Queen to F1. King to G3. Okay. And white resigned. Now, why do you think white resigned? Take a guess. Well, ignore that sound in the background. That's the computer. That's the laptop processing other video. It's taken the video off the disc from the Sony Handycam camcorder, which we use to record these, to put it onto the computer. Alright, going back to the little chess lesson here. Black's two-gun salute, queen and rook, tells after rook to G2. Okay. King to H3, and then rook takes bishop, or rook takes G1, checkmate. That's it. Done. And then, if you go back one, there was also rook to H2, knight covers rook, okay, and then king to rook to H3, checkmate again. One move longer, but just as deadly. Now, let's take a look at the little chessercizes and see if you could spot what the difference is. Now, these are the only ones that you need. This is the difference for those at home that are wanting to get your foot in the door coaching, or you're wanting to get into chess teaching. You want to be a chess teacher, you want to get into coaching, you want to be a trainer. Here's the difference. And this is the reason this is a really good book. It's the only book that I know that has this. But if you take the idea from it of breaking down complex positions into the most simple elements, that'll help a lot. Here's the example used from the book. These are the only ones you need on the board, so we're going to clear all these off. Well, yeah, you'll need a king. Yeah, you'll need, well, maybe not. Wait a minute, hold on. No, you don't need a king for this one. Just take all these right off. Now, they say, well, doesn't a chess game have to have the king? No, not for a drill. Not for this. For the purpose of learning tactics, to learn how to do the checkmate, no, you won't be needing that. The only thing you'll need is a king on G3 and a bishop on G1. Got it. And what else do we need? We need a queen on F1, a rook on H2. Got our rook on H2. And we need a pawn on H5. And that's it. And the first one is black mates by rook to H3. And that's it. Checkmate. Because the pawn has right here. Queen has all of this. Queen has that. And the rook is covered by the queen. Rook is putting them in check. So there's nothing that can be done. And that's what Bruce means when he says, you know, that this thing is so simple, it's just a checkmate in one. And if you take off all these pieces and work with the little kids, which I think this is more built for little kids than it is for adults, work with the little kids and say, where's checkmate? Find a move that put them in check. Here. That would also be check. Now that's not in the book, but that would be check, but that wouldn't be checkmate. You notice? Kitty, stop. Quit clawing furniture. Okay, this one right here, I'm going to throw a pawn and hit you with it if you don't stop. Just kidding. But anyway, he could go right there. So that would not be checkmate. That'd be check. Okay? That would be check. Okay? So you tell them, okay, there's one place to put them in check. And you have them move their rook and say, now would that be check or checkmate? If the king can go anywhere, then it's not checkmate. And they say, well, the king could go there, king could go there. Okay, that's not checkmate. One move. You got to put them in check. Where else could you move? Ask them questions like that. And they'll say right there. Okay? And then you say, all right, then would that be checkmate? Okay, can the king move here? No. Ask them why. When they tell you the pawn, then you say, okay, can the king just take the rook? You might, if they're really little, you might go like this. What's this piece called? Okay, and it's protecting the rook. What's that piece called? And it just kind of lead them like baby steps. You know, if they're real little, they're like 3, 4 years old. I do that with the littlest ones that I teach. And you can tell them, you know, if this is check, then right here, name all the squares covered by the black pieces. And they'll say, okay, queen, queen, queen. Does any other piece go along this row here? And they'll say, rook. And then you say, what about this square? Queen. And then you ask them, what's covering this square? This black piece, what's it called? They'll say pawn. Then you ask them, what about this one? There's one more square, the last one the king could go to, going around this way. You say, can they go here? Does black have this one under control? Does black have any pieces that can go on this square? Could the king go here? Could this piece get them if they went here? Ask them questions like that. And then they'll say, okay, that's the checkmate. Now, you see how this time out for a second. And maybe that's why they said that Joplin Chess Club was jealous or envious, was the teaching and coaching ability. If you can take all of this that was on here before and clear that away from any position, any game, which is what I can do. I do that all the time. Clear that away to just stuff like this, just the essentials, then you can work with a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, you know, well, don't let them eat the pieces. Or don't get chocolate. Hey, they make chocolate chess sets. They may try to eat the pieces. If you're a chocolate-holic, you may try to eat the chocolate pieces. But anyway, going back to this, you let them see that that's checkmate, okay? And you break it down little by little. So let's go to the next one, 4B. Okay, for this one, you'll need king on H3. You'll need a rook on C3. And you'll need a pawn on H4. Those are the white ones. You don't need that one. Not for this example. You will need the queen there. Oh, and you'll need a knight on G4. Right there. You will need a knight on G4. Yep. That's it. Black, queen F1, rook G2, knight G4. Looks all correct to me. And white, king H3, rook C3, and pawn H4. Yep, looks all correct too. So the checkmate is in one move. Right there, like that. The rook still covers the knight, so he can't get off the line. And the knight covers that square right there. Right there, see? Being checked by the knight. Gotcha. Now, you work with kids and you say, okay, what's the checkmate move? Checkmate in 1. And remember, tell them checkmate is when, like this, when the king is in check and he cannot block. Like here, he doesn't have anything to block with. So his rook doesn't do him any good, because this right here, this rank, second rank, is what he needs to block with. But this one here, third rank, doesn't do him any good right now. So you might want to just point things out like that when you're working with little bitty kids. And that's just because I've taught hundreds and hundreds of lessons, taught hundreds of chess lessons. And I've been teaching for, oh gosh, since about 1996, somewhere in there. Somewhere around 1996, so I guess going about 18 years teaching. And you pick up a lot of things in that time. With age comes experience. Well, with time comes experience too. So in 18 years teaching hundreds and hundreds of chess lessons, you pick up little nuances, little tricks of the trade, and this is one of them. So when you have that set, you say, okay, that right there, check. You know, and the king can't go. Now you can't say here checkmate, because then nothing's covering the knight. So you teach them, you go back and you say, yeah, the knight covers the rook, but what covers the knight? Does the rook cover the knight? No, it doesn't move in an L shape. Queen? Nope, it's on the wrong what? What are these called? Files. So you say it like that, and you can teach the kids. You can teach the little bitty kids. And then you tell them that way, out of the 2 squares to go check, that's not check because nothing covers the rook. Yeah, the rook covers the knight, but nothing covers the rook. See? Pow. Done. And that's not checkmate. But when you tell them pull the rook back, straight back, then it's checkmate. Why? Because the rook covers what piece? The knight. And the queen can't go here, the rook can't go here. So on H2, which is the only flight square on here, you can't go here or here or here, because all of that's blocked up. See, like here you'd still be in check by the queen and the rook, actually both of them, but you can't go this way to get away from the check by the queen because you'd be in check by the rook. So the only out, you can't take that because it's protected, so you tell them, when you teach them, say it like this, say, so that leaves only one place left, which is to move straight down. Okay? So you tell them that that leaves only one square left to go, which is down. Okay? Well, they can't do that because that's covered by the knight. So that is checkmate. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope it's been informative and educational, somewhat instructional. And look forward to more videos from PC Chess Club. Thanks for watching. And until next time, take care, enjoy, peace and health be yours. And we'll put out more videos, tutorials as well. Look for those. We have some tutorials coming out. And I'll be starting a series on checkmate where we go more into each kind of checkmate. And we'll be doing a tactics series as well. Got a lot of stuff on our plate, a lot of stuff on our on the table. We'll be doing some of the upcoming videos about opening repertoires, why you need an opening repertoire, and how to tell the difference in a good opening repertoire and just a run-of-the-mill, anybody could do it repertoire. You know, just something that some con artists, scam artists, some unscrupulous people from some chess club may tell you, oh yeah, hey, do this, that's your opening repertoire. No, you'll do a timeline study. You'll know where the pieces go, particularly for the opening and maybe part of the middle game. You should know where your pieces are going to be in the opening, the middle game, and the end game. Like for instance, the opening that you play, does the queen play a role in the opening? Does it play a role in the middle game? Does it play a role in the end game? Are there queen end games? Do they predominate? We'll cover a lot of that. That and much more. And thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And check us out, pcchessclub@yahoo.com. You can send us an email, and as time permits, as we can make our way through the mountain of emails we have already, we will get to your email eventually. We don't always get to them the same day they come in, but we'll work our way down the list and get to you as soon as we can. And you can also see us on Facebook. That's pc.chess.club. There's going to be a dot in between each one. So when you say PC Chess Club, there's going to be a dot in there. Sorry that the emergency came up and had to leave, had to go home and take care of that. Didn't get a chance to do the Promethean clickers. We will be doing that. The next video you should see will be our video of third Thursday in April 2014. It'll be our first third Thursday down there. Hello, Princess Leia. That's Kitty. Princess Leia. And if you love Kitty, like and subscribe, or comment below if you like the cat. The other little Tigger cat that you saw was a boy cat, and his name is Prince Caspian. For all the little kids out there watching this, his name is Prince Caspian, and her name is Princess Leia, named after Star Wars. The Princess Leia from Star Wars. So I guess she thinks she's a diva now because we give her. She thinks she's a diva because we give her the name Princess Leia. Feed her cat treats. Too many cat treats. That's how she got roly poly. She got roly poly because I'm guilty of either bribing her or pampering her and giving her lots of belly rubs and petting her and giving her lots of cat treats. But we just want to show the compassionate side, humanity side. I know everybody hears, oh yeah, I've heard of you, Coach or Mike. I heard you're the guy that did the 90 moves in 20 seconds with the guy that was ranked like third out of Russia. Yeah, I did. And he was ranked third at the time. That's what he told me. I said, what are you ranked in your country? You know, you have a rating in your country. And he said, yeah, I'm ranked third for, I think he said he was master in his country. He was third among the teenagers, the like under 20 age group. And a lot of times people get intimidated by that and they say, well, you know, you're like a machine. You calculate all this stuff like really, really quick. Dude, my head's going to pop. I can't keep up. I'm like, well, it comes in time. You know, you'll keep up, but it comes in time. It doesn't all happen in one day. I wasn't that way when I first started out. I couldn't play that fast. I think that I calculated something like 10 moves ahead when I first started. I don't know if that's a natural ability or just average run-of-the-mill. I mean, I would assume or presume that just about anybody could do that if you just, you know, concentrate and set your mind to it. After you've just learned chess, you probably would be able to or should be able to see 10 moves ahead for both sides. That's 20 ply or 10 moves apiece. I was able to do that. I don't know if that's where some of my chess talent came from. And then now I can do about 60 ply, but that's many years later. And I'd like to say I gave away a lot of games, just lost on purpose. I got where I won all the time. Nobody would play me. I couldn't figure it out. Nobody wanted to play me because I was winning every game. And I could not only checkmate people, people that were USCF tournament rated, you know, 18, 1900, 2000 rated. I could checkmate them all day on an at-will basis, and just pick what square of the board. I'd say it's going to be this square, and it's going to be a model mate. Model mate means you're going to checkmate them and say that square with a knight, but you're going to have a different piece covering all these other squares around it, surrounding squares. Just Google it, look up model mate, and that's how I got really good at checkmate. I just used to work on that ability called model mate, trying to work artistically, and sometimes I'd lose a game, you know. I might not get it because I was trying to get it a certain way. I was trying for maybe, you know, checkmate number 1, and maybe checkmate type number 10 might have been the one that would win it easier. But didn't matter. Sometimes I didn't go after the king, I went after one piece. If they had a favorite piece, if their knight was the favorite piece, I would annihilate them. I would go out and purposely just go on a seek and destroy mission and crush them like a bug. Take both knights right off the board, right off the bat. I don't know how many thousand games that I've played where I've got their queen repeatedly just on an at-will basis. And I don't know, maybe I got bored. I mean, subconsciously thinking back on it, reflecting, you know, a little moment of introspection or meditation. You meditate on it and think why. From a psychological standpoint, maybe it was because I got so good at being able to checkmate them, it just didn't seem like it was any fun anymore. I mean, for me personally, it didn't seem fun. It was just too easy to checkmate people. It was incredibly easy to just run down there and checkmate people. And it got to be more of a challenge if I could get a certain piece on a certain square. If I could either lure or drive or force that piece to a certain square and say, how can I get a queen to that square right there, and then snatch it off the board. To me, that was more of a challenge because you had all these variables, all these factors in your mind, all these different things you had to cover and account for, because they may go to any one of these squares around it and they may not go to that square. They may have a rook or bishop or knight or pawn or their king or whatever. They may have something else that winds up on that square and not the queen. So I just basically taxed my brain in that period of time. I just taxed it, just worked it, just dogging it. I was just dogging it. I was working it night and day all the time. I'd study chess back in the early days. I used to study chess sometimes for 16, 17, 18 hours a day. Just fanatic. I remember there were times when I'd go without sleep and I would just do chess non-stop for like 3-4 days straight. Except for bathroom breaks, occasional break for a little bit of food or water, I was right there with the books and the chessboard. On a regular basis, no, I didn't do 17-hour days on a regular basis. You crazy? No way. No, but I put in plenty of 8 and 10-hour days. Plenty. 8 and 10-hour days. More than I could even count. And so I say that chess champions are made, not born. I mean, certain things, innate abilities you could be born with, but by and large, kind of like the old psychology saying, product of their environment. Yeah, for that time and that era, I was a product of my environment. I had a lot of books and things to study with and learn with. I didn't have all the computer stuff that I have now. I didn't even get a computer until October 99. So, and up until that point, I didn't even have a computer. I had none, no computer. But after that, then I got a computer, laptop, and I got the Fritz program, and I was amazed at the part where it said explain all moves, because you could have any position, any chess position on here, and it would break it down, it would explain it. And that's what I really liked, and that helped me a lot with coaching and teaching, especially when it came to positions where Fritz would say not playable. And I would think, why is it not playable? It looks playable for the next 3 or 4 moves, you know, the next 6 or 8 ply, 4 moves apiece. 3 moves is 6 ply, 4 moves apiece is 8 ply. So I look at it and I'd say, well, it looks playable to me, and then I'd get to looking at it deeper. I look at the analysis Fritz had at the time. That was a strong program. I think it was like Fritz 6 or something at the time. And I wasn't beating Fritz 6. I was able to get a few draws here and there, but I wasn't beating it. Then it was about fast forward because I got robbed, I think back in '03. They took my computer and wiped out a lot of stuff. And I got back an empty laptop, make a long story short. But in '07, that's when I got ChessSpace. And I ordered the mega database because my rival at the time, back in '99, was a guy, he was a pothead. And all he wanted to do was just drink alcohol, smoke pot, go to work. He had a family, and I think he says wife was a nurse. But the times that I saw him, I always saw him either with marijuana or I saw him with alcohol. And I thought, this guy's not a good role model for children, but that's not the way to go about improving your chess. But anyway, he was my rival, and I think I put a game on chess.com where I played him, and you could see the win. I gave him like 6 weeks to prepare for it and told him what I was going to play. And I remember that back in '99, he was bragging, he's boasting. The Bible says you shouldn't boast. Well, he was bragging about this database that he had with like, what was it, 300,000 games or something close to it. So when I got my laptop, I immediately bought a 1 million game database. And that's why when I got ChessSpace, I went all out and I got the biggest, most expensive ChessSpace package they had, where you got ChessSpace magazine and everything. You got everything but the kitchen sink. And now I'm up to about 100, I think it's 185, 186 million games. It's a huge database, huge. We get on average probably 50,000 games a day. At least I do with my sources. They're not annotated games, but about 50,000 games a day. So that's why we stress pattern recognition, because you're not going to go through 50,000 games a day. Don't even try. But thanks for watching, and so long YouTube. Look for more videos, and look for us from the next video is PC Chess Club at the Salvage Yard. It'll be third Thursday, and we look forward to seeing you. If you're ever in Joplin, Missouri, come by 14th and Main, the Salvage Yard. It's a great place, wonderful place.